Hello, everyone. Thank you for stopping by. This is Kev, and this is BMBBH, and asking you when you drop by to please like the video and be mindful of the message that is scrolling across the bottom of the screen. Also, I would like to thank those one or two people for sharing my videos on Facebook each week. Also, I like to thank all of you, my existing subscribers and my new subscribers that have been coming in. So appreciate you guys for helping the channel grow. So let's get to the subject matter. It, everyone can shut the fuck up, or no one will shut the fuck up. You know, and I am speaking as in pertaining to this so-called quote-unquote gender war, this gender banging, this who's more at fault for how messed up things are, the men or the women in the black community. You know, there has been a growing sentiment of people, and you would understand if you put if you select the wrong video on your YouTube, the algorithm will send you videos like it. And boy, do I see a lot of shit. I could bring screenshots of broadcast all day, calling black men all kinds of shit. But then you got this little sub movement of people who would rather see the silence of black men. Oh, they'll say things like, black men need to come up with a solution, or black men need to save the black community. I said the other day, is like every time a black man gets on social media that they're asking this guy to save the community or come up with some ideas on how to save the community. A community that you guys keep tearing the fuck up. How the hell we gonna save a community that keeps tearing itself up? Like, seriously. But that's the solution that y'all want us to come up with. But every time these people complain about what black men have to say and the subject matter that black men come up with, in particular the relationship conversation, as they say, or you know how they always put it, y'all just complaining about women all day, 24/7. You guys are a bunch of incels, or what this new word they got, nigcel. They've gone all kinds of places with this. So it's funny, and you know it takes some getting used to. But see, here's the thing with me. I will always give out or divvy out the reasons why this kinds of things happen, and give the proper response to whatever falsehoods are being spread or misinformation, which there's plenty of it. Is my job to debunk, respond to the misinformation, or just by simply giving my perspective or being an example of the things that I talk about. At least a living, sensible human being. Hopefully, you guys out there can understand what I'm saying. But it's what it is. People get tired. People get tired. You sit at home and you watch the TV say all this shit about your group of people, or establishes some kind of framing or some kind of negative image that they make the constant and popular image, and you're sitting at home saying to yourself, this ain't it. Why do they keep doing this? I wish I could get somewhere and say something about it. I'm able to reach out to a lot of people, but I know that'll never happen. This is me back in the day and types like me, because people back in this is what we have been conditioned to be used to. People back in the day used to have to rely on mainstream media, to give them, all of the points of view, all of the news, all of the entertainment. And they could talk about you and shape you any kind of way they wanted. And I'm talking about any race of people. And when mainstream media had full control, you saw what they wanted you to see. If there was a low tier, weak image for the black man, that's what you saw. If you saw the sassy, big mouth, masculine, black woman with the horrible attitude, that's what you saw. And that's what we saw a lot of. We always saw the well-to-do business clan. Well, clan, yeah. But business class, chiseled chin, upstanding white man with his quote-unquote European standard of beauty white wife. I mean, we saw images like, we always seen, Middle Eastern Indian people in turbans. We always saw the Asian people as kind of, I would say, tight-eyed, and, the teeth, they'd be bucking and be like, boo, 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 fried rice. It was, you always see African people, they were always dirt poor, staying in grass huts in the desert. The kids got big stomachs from malnourishment, and those were the images that you were given. Those were just a few archetypes. Disclaimer: I don't feel that way about the racists in the groups of people I just mentioned, because because we have the internet, which is one of the major differences. We got a group of people that just take shit to heart. Write letters, flag videos, that kind of thing. So I wasn't trying to be malicious. I was just telling you that TV gave us these images. And when they were able to control the narrative, they gave you a very stereotypical look of people. Now, it wasn't all bad, because you had two kind of behavioral archetypes. You had the masculine man and you had the feminine woman that was on display as well. And it really had a strong, straight message, a strong hetero message, which, I didn't object to. But as far as how they were, in a WS controlled media, how they were portraying us, I didn't necessarily agree with it, at all times. So, and I know there were a bunch of people that were like me, men and women. Yeah. It's just that when I was younger, thank God that I never watched The Color Purple. I was more in tune with, the civil rights movement. I mean, let's say the civil rights movement ended with the signing of the Civil Rights Act, or let's even put it in a better place, Dr. Martin Luther King's assassination. A lot of people don't realize when I was a kid, we were just 12, 13, 14 years, 15 years removed from that. 17, I would even say. Yeah, so anyway, it was like that. So I've always had a sense of, you know, where my people were, where my people are, and where my people need to end up. We need to progress. Okay, and I mean, I knew that it couldn't always end in us hating them or then them hating us, but I never knew or realized it would end up being us hating us. But here's the thing: since we were handed an image back in, I would say, the 70s and the 80s that was subpar, we ended up hating us anyway. Us ended up like us as in black people, African American ADOS, and a lot of us feel like that. We no, I don't hate us. I love black folks. I love black people. You got a touch of self hate in you, and self hate sometimes isn't really a bad thing. It's just a bad term. They just want to make it sound like that you have it in for black people when they say a word like self hate. No, a little bit of self hate was programmed in you. Think about it. Every time you go to an establishment full of black people, you don't expect anything to be A1. The second they slip up, you'll treat it like a black establishment, a black business, and you won't ever return to that place. Olive Garden could fuck you over one, two, three times. You'll always go back to Olive Garden. So yeah, we all got a touch of it. These people, oh, I love my people. Yeah, you're faking it. I mean, I want to see my people succeed. Well, what make you better, Kevin? Because I'm pretty sure about who I am. Yeah, I want to see my people win. I ain't like others. I'm the guy that understands that if you don't support a black business, they cannot make any money, so they can fix any discrepancies that they have. I'm not saying go out there and support a black business, but talk the talk, you got to walk the walk. Period. Luckily for me, I am in a location to where there are some black businesses I can go out of my way to support. And yes, it's okay to support a food establishment that is owned by a black person, especially a black man. And you know what I see a lot of? A lot of black man run businesses that employ black women. Even if it's family, they employ the black women in their family. Black men aren't out here throwing black women away like a group of people want you to believe. By the way, shout out to old Mr. Quay Butters. Yeah, for dropping by the video I made about him. I just want to comment here for my subscribers and the people watching this live. I meant every second of that video. There's no apologies coming from me. If I'm saying it live. If you hang out with people that push the message to abort black male babies, you should not be put in charge of educating any black boys. That is 100. So, and also, if you ever read the comment when you see that video of him with the email and all that crap, I don't know this guy for real. I know he's in the space. I know that he claims that he's an educator, which means that he spews black power. So that, to my understanding, that means that you're supposed to be for black boys and black girls. To my understanding, these little internet definitions you guys have of pro-black or whatever. I mean, that though. Those definitions, to my understanding, does exclude black boys. So I'm not with that shit. I'm not with it. If you're gonna hang out or push that message or be some little young nigga that don't care, we're not gonna see eye to eye. Period. But I'll make sure if you're making any claims, any false claims, like you mean us well as a people in the community, yet you want to hang out with people who push the message of go ahead and abort those black male babies and oh my God, the black man is the ultimate evil. They killing and assaulting us at alarming rates. I can't fucks with you. If you want to fucks with those people, I can't fucks with you either. Stay over there. And then, I don't get why black men want to be in an environment anyway that denigrates them, that tells them to shut up, that you can't talk unless you're talking shit about another black man. And spend hours and hours and hours doing it. It's a ridiculous thing to me. So you can't approach me, like me in particular. You can't approach me, say you love black people, you carry that in your back pocket. I ain't got time for you. You're a waste. But you will not convince any black boy in my presence that you mean them well. It's not gonna happen. So anyway, moving right along. Because yeah, they're over there. Uh they're bitching again about black men and black men this and I get it. People need content. That's why I don't understand about the divester movement. I mean, spew all the divestment babble you want, but I thought divestment was about getting away from black men. Yet black men is constantly their content. They're not telling sisters how to have a healthy relationship with a white man. Because that's all it is. Divestment is about it is from the exterior, from the outside looking in. Is about getting away from black men, liberating yourself from black men, um, and not even to get a non-black man, just to get a white man. So they want to do all of that, Yet and still, their content is about black men. Let me put this. Let me put this on the screen real quick. Hold on. Let me pull it up first. Let me pull it up first. Also, if you look at the pinned message in the chat, yes, I do have a Patreon. I only have one tier at the moment. $5. You can join for $5 a month. And I already have a couple of exclusive videos. They were real quick, but one thing that I figured that I had to do was put some content on Patreon. And I finally figured out what I could do. So what I'm going to do is when I get enough patrons, probably up to 10 or something like that, I'll start doing exclusive streams. Just for the patrons, and I'll get my email list game up, and I'll let you know when those particular streams go down. But the link is in the link is in the pinned comment. If you would like to become a patron and watch this ever growing channel, BMBBH. A proud extension of the habitual line steppers, then go ahead and join my Patreon. I promise the results will be devastating in a good way. Because what we have to do is we have to end the bullshit. We have to work together to end the bullshit. And I'm not saying that you have to stay along with me on these rides, but what I'm saying is if you are a person who watches these channels and you want a healthy environment, you will work to end the bullshit. I understand that a lot of people may feel that this space doesn't have solid, strong leadership. Now, I'm not saying that I feel that way. I mean, if I did, I would let you know. And feel free to ask. I'll be looking at this chat in a minute. But I just want to show y'all this little poll right here. Oh, it's got 63 votes. Alrighty. So, let me share this screen. All right, I got like 1,000 million people watching. I appreciate you guys. You guys are the best. All right. Yes, I mean that was sincere. That was 100. I do appreciate the people who watch me every time I broadcast. That wasn't some kind of sarcastic dig or anything. That was 100. I really appreciate you guys. All right. So, and I'm not gonna go to war with divestors or anything like that. It's like, look, divestors do what they want to do. If they want to have hypocritical messages, that's what they can do. Have hypocritical messages. But I guarantee you this: whatever I say about divestors, they are going to say worse about black men dozens of times a day. So, here's what I said in this poll. Divestors push the message that they are stepping away and liberating themselves from the scourge known as black men. Why is all of their content based on black men? So, out of 63 votes, 14% voted no creativity. 6% voted they mommed it but want no accountability. 56% they are still bringing brothers that won't marry. 22% exploitation race hustlers fueling destructive nonsense. And 2% simps who can't get right. Yeah, I try to be creative with the options. Here's the thing about this. It's really all of this. It's really all of this. No creativity. They mommed it because if you're a black man, you came out of a black woman's vagina. And I can be that crass with it. You came out of a black woman's pussy. It's. I thought that would have gotten more votes. I don't really believe that's the best answer, but we love to use that word accountability. um, and it's the truth. They mommed it, but want no accountability. That's why you got a bunch of women who already have 3 and 4 kids by 4 or 5 different dudes talking about abort black male babies because I mean they pretty much already like have dis- destroyed that part of themselves on purpose. I mean, no accountability. That's what that means. They are still banging brothers that won't marry. Yeah, they'll come up to the platform, talk about divest, white men are better, but they still fucking brothers. Yeah, I mean, that's no secret. That's no secret. And the brothers, whether and they even married, like even some like in a few rare cases that are married. Let me tell you this and understand and know this. Those are weak men that they are with. They're weak in some kind of way. They either have not enforced the fact that they are black men, and you will respect it because a lot of these women they've been through some things with dudes, but those are just like domestic relationships. A lot of these girls grew up around great black men. But it's just we have to start being careful with this kind of rhetoric and letting it go unchecked because the apathy part that I was talking about in the last poll I did, this is why this thing is out of control, and this is why you got more and more brothers coming to the forefront that are pretty balanced brothers that talk about female behavior because it's something that is so prevalent and has such an effect on the dynamic of the black community. I don't get why there are brothers out there that are preaching silence of black men. A lot of this stuff is serious, and a lot of this stuff is spilling out to the general public. You know, exploitation, race hustlers fueling destructive nonsense. You got publications, and we always talk about this. Mainstream media, they were the first race hustlers. Peddling to you that you were an inferior race and you shouldn't support each other. I mean, think about it. They even had comedy shows and comedians talking about militancy, the militancy of black people. I mean, look, the show Good Times. They used to call Michael Evans the militant midget because he was all about black, black, blackity black. Then, as the seasons went by, he went from blackity black to sweeter. Started like tambourine shaking, and you know, probably likes all kinds of milk and cookies. But it like they treat it like militancy as a joke. Like I give you a couple of more examples. The second barbershop movie where Eddie, played by Cedric the Entertainer, would they had this one little scene where he was at a Black Panther meeting, and the Black Panthers were talking crazy. Now this is an Ice Cube film. Now this is the same Ice Cube I was mad people turned their backs on because of the because black people rejected the plan for Black America, which did not make any sense at all. But we refused to make sense on election day. Oh, get rid of Trump. Get rid of the orange guy. Oh, he got to go. That's all people cared about. Don't care about any forward stuff for black people. Just want to, these white men, we got to vote. But, yep, mainstream media, the first race hustlers. And the race hustlers of today, whether they are in social media publications like The Root and Lipstick Alley, Very Smart Brothers, wherever the fuck Aaron Fountain is up to, um, from the ones on YouTube who say they love black people but preach against black men because these girls don't know how to date worth of shit. And that's what it is. That's what it is right there. Claim they love black people, claim they want to do something about what's going on about the destructive behavior in our community, but fueling your destruction. Period. Is I'm not kidding. I'm not lying about this. Simps who can't get right. They're simps in all of that. No creativity. Can't find anything else to talk about. Can't prove that they are something else. And they want to say that about the black manosphere, but you got too many people breaking down this shit to a T. I mean, that's why you got PhDs here. I mean, I would love to say something about the people who go at other people, but it just does not make any sense. That's not productive. A lot of people don't like the PhDs being here. A lot of people just like sitting up talking about black men. A lot of these guys, these best friend ass niggas. I'm not calling them simps. I'm just saying what they look like. These little best friend ass dudes, mostly millennials, who kind of fit that first like divestment category, no creativity, and we know who these guys are. These guys who get scared every time there's a Nicole Young or somebody making a post and, oh yeah, they're making little videos too of what they believe the black manosphere is. Every time they see that, they run. Oh my God, it's over with for the black manosphere. It's over. They wrote an article. See, I keep telling you motherfuckers, this is the generation of people who get shaken and write letters of disdain instead of just talking it out. Oh my God, my feelings are hurt. Let me put it in this letter. Let me write an editorial. Let me write a post on Instagram about this enclave of black men who hate black women and blame black women for all of the problems in the black community. They are called the black manosphere. I mean, and what I tell brothers is, don't be rattled by this shit. They always do this. I mean, did brothers get rattled when Damon Young wrote that article, Straight Black Men Are the White Men of Black People? Did it like, oh my God, I gotta get away from being a black man? That's what I'm saying. That same thing is the same thing. All of a sudden, you do all these damage control videos. I'm talking about dudes now. Because we in the black manosphere, all we do is talk about women. No, we talk about both. You just pick the one you don't like. And then that's all you guys spew. Oh, they hate women. A lot of these guys are doing damage control videos. Talk about fuck these dudes. These dudes old. You had C Boogie yesterday. Oh, I don't fall for the black male empowerment game. I was like, damn, what did this guy go through? Bad father? Like, I have questions for people who constantly say these things. I got questions, for real. Why is it always this? They always have a solution. Like I said in that Quay Butters video I did, the solution is always black male silence. They always talk about let's say it, the N word. You niggas, you never come up with a solution for the black community. You're never trying to save the black community. And then I will turn it around. Since you are so smart, let me stop this. Since you're so fucking smart, what is a solution? First thing come out their mouth. Oh man, we got to get some power. We got to get some power. Okay, how do you get the power? There's never a good answer for that. They'll either say we got to get some power, or we got all this power already. And then here's the next thing they'll say. But first, man, we got to stop talking about these women, man. I don't give a damn about you or them hoes. That's my official answer. I don't give a damn about you. I don't give a damn about them. Right is right and wrong is wrong. Why the fuck would I care about anything else? Why the fuck would you care about anything else besides right or wrong? That's unisex. It's always black male silence. Black male silence is always the solution that they have. Or if you don't, or what they do is go yuck it up and act like all we do is talk about child support. I mean, choose the guy who's the expert in that area that has done research into how to advocate for men's rights as far as child support, like Mr. Palmer does. Shit. But yeah, you got these best friend ass niggas. Man, y'all niggas always complaining about child support. Y'all always complaining about hair weave. Y'all want to negotiate with the enemy. Niggas, shut the fuck up. Don't nobody want to negotiate with the enemy. Well, y'all taking this gender war shit way too seriously. Ain't no shots being fired. Just a bunch of blah, 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 blah. A bunch of people sharing their opinions. And you don't like opinions coming from men because guess what? Some of you guys out here being these best friend niggas, you ain't got no fucking balls. You can't tell nobody the truth just because they female. Nigga, please. I can't tell. Man, they might kill me. Don't ever say these dudes, like, this is what we grew up on. Dudes be talking about women gonna kill them with words, and it always just be words. She gonna kill me if she find out. She ain't gonna kill you. You gonna break down emotionally because she has a sharp tongue. This is the kind of thing that these dudes preach about. They I don't let what she says get to me. But the first thing they be afraid of is a female's tongue. What she says. That shit is nothing too. She can say what she want. She can put on display all she want, who she is. Period. But if I say something about it, don't like this breaking down in tears shit. Oh yeah, I hate to do the crying thing, cause I'm a that's another thing you motherfuckers do. Somebody say something about a discrepancy. Man, you supposed to be trying to uplift our people. I was like, well, you niggas need to start acting like adults then. If you want me to start uplifting our people, act like a fucking adult. I have no problem giving credit where credit is due. On behalf of our people's feelings and our people's pacification. But just act like a goddamn adult. Fuck out of here. Shoot. Yeah, hopefully everybody watching right now, you've either pressed the like button. Even if you press the dislike button, I do understand that, not everyone is going to agree with the message that is put forward, but they are my perspective, and a lot of the reason why most of you are here anyway is to get my perspective. And no, the answer will never be blackmail silence. It will never, not with me. Not with me. I mean, it's okay for a lot of you in however you do it in your homes with your men and your sons and your nephews. I mean, but what I'm saying is a lot of them are going to end up here. A lot of them are going to end up here if these problems that you say aren't solved, or if we don't ourselves work together to come up with some kind of solution. I mean, the solution just isn't on us. I mean, there has to be a level of cooperation. I'm not, and I don't recommend that any black man puts themselves through the trouble I don't put yourself through the trouble for uncooperative people. People who say that they are at war with you. People who say that they are going to divest from you, but then turn around and complain about not having your protection or calling you a bullet bag. I understand that kind of gets under your skin, but I don't even get mad when they call me a bullet bag anymore. So it's that simple. I said, we number one, we all gotta die someday. Shit. I mean, however I die, hopefully it won't be how you say. But hey, if it happens, it happens. That's what it is. I know that's a morbid way of looking at things. I don't get mad. All you have to do is what we have been consistently doing in this space. We have been putting up a mirror. We have been putting up a fucking mirror. And we continue to show them their reflection. And they can go on their little broadcast and complain all they want. I mean, they're only exposing who they are. I mean, I even challenge any of these so-called divestors. Make other content. Show your creativity. Do it like a YouTuber. Oh yeah, I wanted to talk about that for a second too. Going at it like a YouTuber. This is a form of media that we have the chance to do a lot with, I would say. Meaning that we can also make like edited content. We can also write editorials. Like I give an example, the Negro Manosphere. That website. I think Obsidian does it too. He puts out little editorials, but those things have to pick up steam. One idea that a group of people had a while back was a Black Manosphere magazine that was widely rejected by members of the Black Manosphere. The members that consider themselves upper tier. But nonetheless, that's what it was, man. I look back in retrospect. I believe that was a mistake. I think that people let their personal feelings get in the way. Also, it might be the fact that people didn't come like, oh my God, I didn't come up with this idea. They came up with this great idea, so I got to shoot it down. A chance to put our own narratives out there instead of having, like I was explaining earlier, the mainstream media putting those narratives out there. Now you got a group of bitter people out there trying to put out narratives about us. And what I'm saying is, for the sake of our children, I mean, if you don't have a kid and you're on here complaining about what people with kids say, then I have to wonder about where you're at psychologically. Because when you become an older person and when you're leaving the store and some 16-year-old sticks his foot in your ass, don't sit up here and cry about, people people saying the shit in the manosphere years and years ago about what would be the after effects if things kept going like this. I mean, I'm not raising a bunch of these kids that are going to prison, but that doesn't mean that I can't hate seeing it. I can't hate seeing, kids, shoot and kill each other. Harming people. Believing that, they have to be abusive in relationships, and that's guys and girls. They learn and they're not necessarily learning that stupid shit from their parents. They have access to all kinds of idealistic media right now. We as parents have to watch what we let our kids have access to. And they can get access to some destructive content. That's just the way it is. But it's like this community, this black community, if it keeps going like this, and it's gonna be dog shit. and you can and here's a cheap cop out. These people are sitting up here trying to blame the Black Manosphere for the way they're getting treated on the outside world. No, that ain't it. That ain't it right there. It's like I explained the other night, is your attitude. It's your attitude. Your attitude and the way you carry on in life will impact everything you go through. And pointing the finger at other people for that is completely irresponsible and childish. And when you come this way, if you're over the age of 18, I will treat you like an adult, which means I expect you to conduct yourself like an adult. I speak from a perspective that expects people, especially our people, our beautiful black melanated African American people, to act accordingly, to act like adults. And if you can't do that, then don't be around me. Don't be around sensible, productive people and hold them back with your BS. Period. Because I want a better community for my child. I will admit that up and down all day. I want a better community for us as a people. And we got to start looking at our people like, man, and I'm really going to have to be brutally honest with this, and sorry to say this, to start to look at black people like y'all look at white people. No, the other way, not the racist part. The other way, like they're such a beacon of hope and such great examples and powerful and shit like that, Because of that ingrained WS in our programming, we do look at white as better than our own, and that's a goddamn shame. And in a lot of cases, physically and on the exterior, it is. Because we aren't granted the resources that they are granted. After years and years of deception. But believe me, they didn't do it without help. But that's another conversation. I want to explain my thumbnail. Some of you probably see me in the scorpion mask with looking at the black YouTube symbol. Others of you will see in the background is you can Google that picture. It's a white man, look like he's saying some real snide shit to a black man, but you got in the corner, you got this black dude with a perm pointing, black girl screaming. And then on the other side is a black kid that looks really mad. And you got the dog. I just put that dog there randomly. This is I'm explaining that thumbnail is that we as black men, we already have to deal with a WS culture. But then we got to deal with our own too. We're fighting a two-way war. We're burning the candle at both ends. We're in the thick, and people are asking for your silence. Dog, man, we can't. No, man, we can't be talking about the. It's always that. It always boils down to that. Man, we can't be sitting up here whining and crying, and we can't be sitting up here talking about these women. It's like, dude, are you heterosexual? Men have always talked about women. It's always boiled down to that. We can't be talking about these women. So basically, what you're doing is you're speaking up for some hurt bitch, and that's all there is. I mean, I can understand, like, if you were saying stuff like, if there was this group of people that were constantly dogging kids, and then you were like, oh, okay, well, y'all got to stop dogging these kids. It's weird and it's unacceptable. I'm like, yeah, which it is weird and unacceptable. But what I'm saying is, and what I've always said about these grown ass black men and these grown ass black women is, yeah, it is about other sexes. It's not a gender war. It's just people. I'm gonna tell you just from the black man side. It's A lot of us black men trying to set the record straight. Then on the other side, you got a lot of dumbasses that just want to keep everything the way it is. And I don't get that at all. I mean, I guess you have to, I don't know, just expose the dummies. All right. Got 20 likes. Please, please, if you haven't, please hit that like button. All right. Look at some of these comments. All right, let me give some shout outs. Got RPM. Got Hurry Up and Buy. What's going on? Average Catastrophic Impact X83rd Power. What's going on? Long live the habitual line steppers. And that is not slick, Rick, but thanks anyway. Just probably give me a temporary nickname. What's going on? Thanks for showing up. Livening up the chat as always. Yeah, we constantly say that, you know, that's constantly the message that they push. Toya son, what's going on? Yeah, that was a really good broadcast you did yesterday with you and your mother. I enjoyed it. RPM, yeah, that shit is annoying. I don't want to say the community. Just want to connect with like-minded individuals. Yeah, you're speaking on that. You're speaking on what I'm saying is stop asking black men to always say the community or act like that they are charging us with the responsibility of saving the community. You know, when we come up here to these platforms. All right. So that's all's in the chat. Abe Griggs, what's going on? Abe Griggs. Purple Glitter says Cynthia G doesn't represent most black women. That might actually be the truth. I mean, but from what we see of most black women who frequent social media, the sentiment is heavy within them. So maybe you could probably, and this is a suggestion that we always kind of low key make. Since it's important for you to hear it from a female, maybe you should talk to the females about, you know, their agreements with this, because when she puts on broadcast, she has about 4K, 5K watching her say this stuff. So that's obviously because a bunch of people agree. It's not 4K, 5K people watching in protest. You know, so I mean that's alarming. 4K, 5K people watching you spew nonsense. I mean, oh yeah, Cortez Smith. C Booger turned against black men to get women followers. Yeah, and I mean, no, see, we can't get too caught up in that. Saying that there's only a certain demographic that watches these people. Like we would say that all women watch Cynthia G. That's not true, because there's like some simps that actually make videos praising Cynthia G. So she got male watchers too. Like everybody saying that Kevin Samuels has nothing but men that are angry with black women watching them, and that's not true either. And that's a very ignorant statement to make, but people make that statement anyway. So yeah, C Boogie, yeah, that's who he's talking about. He had dudes on his panel yesterday, you know, talking that same shit, just like they do in the B1 whatever they call. They got men talking shit, even though he has a bunch of female followers. So I mean. But what I'm trying to say is that there is both genders on both sides, so that's why it's impossible to really call it a gender war. You know, it's a war of ideas that may factor in gender, but gender war that's a go-to term just to get a knee-jerk reaction. See what y'all talking about down here. All right, my habitual line stepper brother, Darth Skater 7. Go check out his channel. Yeah, he was doing some cool stuff with PC gaming the other day. I do have one of his videos, one of his broadcasts in my community tab. So shoot him a sub. You know, this help him grow, help him get to that 1K. Yeah, long live, brother. So hybrid catastrophic impact X83rd Power says they like to say Kevin Samuels is a bully to black women, but Kevin Samuels just did a whole week for black men, and he was very critical of black men, but the haters won't acknowledge it. Yeah, they won't. Like I said, you could be a person that pretty much talks about both, and no one will, people will say that you're talking about just the women, and they do it as a virtue signal. They do it to gain some points, and that's just kind of weird to me, because when you're an adult, you should already have all of your validation there anyway. I mean, or here's a better idea: you need to be in a position to validate yourself. Every day you wake up and breathe in the fresh air and realize you're given another day, then just validate yourself. Say, I am worth it. I don't need a bunch of people telling me that I'm worth it. I am worth it. But whatever. Alright, Cortez Smith says we call it gender war because it's a war against a specific gender, even by members of that gender. Okay, yeah, so yeah, I would say it's a confirmed war against black men, because you have a content creator. That has specifically said that they are at war with black men as a collective, black men as a group, which really puzzles me as to why there are the calls for black male silence. It's just I don't get that. You can't talk shit about a specific group and not expect a response from that group. And every other group gets the right to speak their piece and be not unbothered about it. Not bothered by other groups, I say, if you put a few black people in a room with like I would say, Asians, white people, Latina people, if each one of those groups had a sincere concern, we will open up our ears and listen. Our attitudes will sink when the black people will start speaking, and then you'll be able to feel it from those other groups. But we will address the other groups seriously, and we will take them seriously, and that's some sad shit. Every black man content creator critics men and women, but people won't admit that. Yeah, I mean, when you're a black man that is up here and you have critiques for men and women, the men do feel a certain way about it, because they weren't brave enough themselves to do these critiques. So by you doing these critiques and them not doing it, maybe the women in their life will look at you as more of a man than they are. I mean, they'll project and they'll say, "Oh man, you whining, nigga, you whining." Like, which, those trigger words that people try to use to get you to shut up, you should let those work on you. If they say you whining, just kind of brush it off. Yeah, every black man content creator. But see, the thing is, though, when they say we criticize men by calling them simps, and their go-to definition for simp is basically black men who love black women, and that's not what we mean. So that's why, I mean, if they have to admit it, they'll go to that. they'll go to, oh, you calling them simps, because they know how to call out black men. Calling out black men is all we do. That's all we do. We call out black men for everything and then act like when the conversation steers somewhere else that all of a sudden black men aren't being called out by other black men. We call out the bullshit all the time. Saggy pants is a one that we regularly call out black men on. We have accepted the deadbeat dad narrative, so we always call out black men on that too. Black men always robbing and killing. We always say that. We always say that. We always stick the words black men on there. You know, black men always, they make up most of the prison population. Well, yeah. 34% of black males make, I think the prison population, 34% of it is black males. So, you know, we always constantly, we also call out Pookie. And this is the ironic part. We call out Pookie for making kids with these women. And then they say we don't call out those dudes. Yes, we do. The thing is, we call out them dudes. It sounds just like we're describing their baby daddy. Sorry, I mean, but I said this the other night. We can't undo what's already been done. You know, when we see that it has a severe negative impact on our community, then we have the right to come up here and talk about it. It's like I could discuss with you how to make a Louisiana chicken pasta. I could make a video like that. You know, if you go to Cheesecake Factory and you like the Louisiana chicken pasta, I can show you how to make it. But, you know, it's like, how many of y'all are actually come to that video and say, yeah, Kev? You know what y'all gonna say? Man, that nigga cooking. Oh, he might be suspect, you know? You'll come up with some bullshit for it. The only way that I will escape it is if I dog black dudes on a constant basis. If I dog black men, if I dog brothers on a constant basis. So Cortez gave me a better context of why we call it a gender war. He was saying that it's an attack on a specific gender. So in that case, it's always been a gender war against black men. Always. The only reason why women talk about it's a gender war against us too is because of recent years. They perpetuate whatever it is. So why are you? But that's some bully shit. Asking for silence, or campaigning for silence and censorship of black men. I mean, what could get more WS than that? Remember how they used to silence black men back in the day? Cortez, yo, Kev, about that Louisiana chicken pasta though. Shit, I don't know. I might make a video. Like I say, I might make a video showing y'all how to make it one day. But you know, I still myself, I'm still working on to perfect it. Yeah, but also I've also come on this platform and said I've cooked for years. I can show you how to cook all kinds of shit. I mean, for like, you know what? This is the one thing that I see a lot of people get mad about. Black men saying that what we need you for besides sex, if we can do things like cook now. Black men could always cook. You know, we were just never highlighted or put on the spot like that. Shoot, you always see black men on the side at these gas stations with these big old barrel grills cooking up a fucking storm. Yeah, them dudes can cook too. What say you about them? Shoot. I mean, I mean, these people, these detractors, they always got something to say. Oh, wait a minute. I can show y'all this. Let me see if I get back to my channel. Yeah. But like I hope all of y'all are having a good week. I hope everybody's having a good week while I pull this up. I'm about to share the screen. Yeah, I like my community tab. My community tab gets a lot of response. You know, so everybody who responds to the things in my community tab and hybrid catastrophic impact X83rd power, one of your comments was censored from YouTube, and it was on that video I did about old boy and his resolve for teaching black boys. I was like, I wanted to read that comment too, but YouTube wouldn't let me read it. But yeah, let me find this. Okay, there it is. Let me share this screen. Alright. Yeah, I said, okay, right here. Me. You know, let me see what I'm trying to. There we go. I said, what I don't understand is these detractors call the black manosphere an echo chamber, then literally go to an echo chamber to complain about this space and cry about any pushback or disagreement you receive every time you say dumb false shit about the space in an echo chamber. Make it make sense. So let's look at the comments. All right. All right. Yeah, Freedman's Journal. Yeah, who leaves me very intelligent, articulate comments. So I appreciate that. He said, I don't see channels unwillingly to engage detractors. I think he meant unwilling to engage detractors. When they have BS points, then it becomes an echo chamber. Hell, Sub-Zero out here pissing everyone off. I watch his channel. Ed Anderson, Bernard Riley, Obsidian, SKC, Charles Faulkner, all different in their own ways. The through line being BFF. I wonder what he meant by that. But anyway, thank you for the comment. Oh, and look, we got Spaz Excuses, the joke. He says, which part of the manosphere? You know I splintered it into 1,000 pieces, right? Injured seal emoji. Every time I see a laugh emoji by a black person, I just think of an injured seal. And I want. Do y'all agree with that? Do y'all agree that he split the manosphere into 1,000 pieces? It's like who did he split into 1,000 pieces? I know he gets up there and puts screenshots of people's broadcasts and then dog them that way. I remember he did Soul Provider Reacts like that. He put a screenshot of one of his broadcasts up and tried to make this whole little point of these are the guys that don't care about black women. I was like, man, this dude is, I don't know what the fuck. And this is also a case of hit dog hollers. If anyone is in an echo chamber or has created an echo chamber, it's Spaz Excuses the joke. So, I mean, that's the ultimate echo chamber. Go over there and disagree with any talking point they have. And see if you don't get disrespected 8 ways from fucking Sunday. So. All right, we got a super chat that I am going to read out loud by Indigenous TV. Thank you. Said, Taz is a bum. Oh, by the way, Roger's show earlier today was a classic. Yes, as they always are. The Roger Report. A guy that knows how to thoroughly explain things so well. And my habitual line stepper brother, along with Darth Skater 7, who was in the chat earlier, YAS4W, with Donnie, and shout out to Sister George. Oh my God. Breakdown was pretty crazy yesterday. Because this British girl was on there being quite snappy, and Concrete Rose, had to handle some. But, by all means, if you tune into the breakdown, let me highlight that right there. But Indigenous TV, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. Oh, okay. Cortez Smith. He said he thought Soul was a soft target, yet he wouldn't debate him. No, that's what he does. He fired. He fires. He tries to call himself a sniper, but he fires with a pellet gun and has bad aim. Like, Soul is not a soft target. I mean, he just does the anime, the anime thing that, like, his channel is more entertainment, so to speak, and that's cool because that has a certain crowd, and he's been getting pretty good views over there. I mean, he doesn't have to advocate for a group of people that don't like him or don't respect him as a person. Yeah, let me put that up there. Let's see. Indigenous TV. Taz went after X because of his stream with that white woman, good mother. Kev, I'm going to be honest. I'm on the fence about that show. Some things I felt iffy about. Yeah, I mean, yeah, when dealing with Caucasian folks, it's a slippery slope. Um, if that's what you mean, because I'm not one that's really welcoming of Caucasian people saying things about blacks in particular. So, Indigenous TV, were you iffy about Taz's show, or were you iffy about Good Mother's show? And, like I said, feel free to explain. I'm never the content creator that just blasts people and just disrespect them. Of course, unless they disrespect me, or they are extremely disrespectful to black men. I was iffy about the show X did with Good Mother. Oh, okay. You said that it was some interesting stuff about it. So what you're saying is you're not rejecting Good Mother and what she has to say because she's Caucasian, or are you saying that it's you, for what was being said, you wouldn't? I said, yeah. I mean, but anyway, I mean, what you're probably gonna continue to see is a bunch of blurred lines. I really, like I said, I do really catch myself trying to romanticize the fact that that our people will get together and fortify against common enemies, but we're just seem like we're drifting more and more apart. I mean, once you got a strong movement of people preaching genocide against black men and making black men the enemy, and you have a space that kind of refuses to fortify unless of course unless of course there's some money to be made out of the situation. Then I'm just saying we're in for a while, we're in for a ride. mm. Indigenous TV, let's just say she didn't hold anything ass back, lol. When I asked her if white women were better than black women, I cringed a little bit. Oh. Yeah, I have heard her express that, and it, I hate to say it, but she sound like she's like, these girls, they want to be feminists, they play the victim. This is why they don't like you, because you're always you're trying to be the biggest bullies and then you play the victim. I've heard her say that. Now, whether you want to take it from her or look at her credibility because she's a white person, that's fine. But it just think about it. Don't take out the fact that she said it. Is it true or not? You'll have to watch it. Yeah, I will definitely watch it. He said it caught me off guard. I think he was low key trolling. He probably was. He probably was. I mean, so what? So when you say X, is it X pot, or is it you talking about the? Yeah, but they're gonna if she has like if she's saying that kind of stuff, they're gonna treat her very poorly. I mean, they're okay. Yeah. The prophet of thought. Oh shit, she got on there. All right, so I'll be sure to check that out. But they, like I said, they're probably gonna treat her very poorly because she is a white woman. But Cynthia G had this guy named Brian disparaging black men. And B1, who claims they're black first and love black people, they actually promote this fucker as being somehow superior to black men. But we know the same rules ain't gonna apply. So, well, I'll watch it. I'll watch the stream with Good Mother on it. You know. Oh, nameless protagonist, what's up? He said, people need to remember, numerically speaking, there are more white women in America than black women. And not by some menial number. There are twice as many. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. No, she says more than that, LOL. If she ever went on the breakdown, it would be pandemonium for real. Yeah, and Concrete Rose would probably be the one to aid in that pandemonium, because Concrete Rose, she's one of those ones that she loved black folks, and she probably wouldn't let her come over there like that. Concrete Rose went in on a white dude, to her credit, so you know. Yeah. Oh, I stand. I'm sorry. My apologies, nameless protagonist. Black people. There are more white women in America. That's true too. Yeah, on scale, yeah, by a large amount. Proportionately, with all the stats, like all the negative stats, proportionately, we match up to a group of people who are numerically bigger than us by a long shot, by a wide margin. So yeah, I said it wrong. Yeah. So yeah, I'm curious. I'll definitely check out that stream with Good Mother. But yeah, there is a rise in the number of black people who not just women, black people who are making negative streams about black men in the black manosphere. So that right there is that right there is gonna exist. Yeah, we drop a link. I didn't necessarily. All right. Yep. So the name of this stream is "Everyone Can Shut the Fuck Up, or No One Will Shut the Fuck Up," and that's just exactly what it means. It's like you can't expect if you're preaching a certain rhetoric, and someone is is speaking rhetoric that is countering yours. You can't request their silence if you want the same respect of being heard. Indigenous TV says the streams last week were all explosive. It's really getting volatile over here, Kev. Yeah, it is. The nameless protagonist that makes feminism arguments instantly null and void as it pertains to black men, let alone raw voting power white women have. It's very telling why B1 folks side with feminist ideology, which is plantation madam culture. I always I always ask someone to explain why feminism is needed in the black community, because it really um, for me it's null and void. Yeah, you're right. It's null and void in the black community because how can black men have the power to oppress black women? Maybe that's that power that they were talking about that black men don't have. The power to oppress black women, even though black women say that, oh, they're oppressing us. What are we oppressing you with? I think Girlfriends gave the answer. But Girlfriends was a propaganda television show anyway. Like I said earlier, we listened to the propaganda. Um, Supposedly, black women get oppressed by black men with relationships. Every time black men financially lead, the relationship, which like that's a double edged sword. They always calling niggas broke, but then when make niggas have money, we're controlling and toxic. Is never any satisfaction. Let's see. So is that Indigenous TV? Did you see the Goddess Masterpiece chick Dennis Sperling had on his panel? Lord have mercy. Yeah, Dennis Sperling. Dennis Sperling, when he has streams with strong titles in it, yeah, and has a lot of people watching, yeah, he's gonna get some strange characters. And her name was Goddess Masterpiece. Like, see, that's something wrong right there. She got master in her name. What fucking master are you? Like, I don't believe a woman can be the master of anything. I mean, the master of destructive behavior, but that master is not a unisex term. What she's doing is she's trying to put herself in the position of a man, so she can get the respect, but not the responsibility of being a man. God is in her name, narcissist. Yeah, The hell God is she is. Like, they always talking about they God, but if you're God, why can't you do shit for the community? Nameless protagonist. Big Mama who ran the field, and the woman of the house who Big Mama serves and later raised their children. Yeah, completely. Let's see. The Nameless said this book, they were her property, breaks this point down very well. See if I can find this book. They were her property. Yeah, they got it on Amazon for $12.20. Stephanie E. Jones Rogers. White women as slave owners in the American South. Yeah. Yeah, but I'll check this out. I'll check Dennis Sperling's stream out. But Dennis Sperling has me blocked from commenting in his chats for some reason. Like, I really didn't do anything. He wouldn't say my name right, and I kept calling him Dennis Sperling Unfiltered. That's the only thing I did. I mean, but like I said, I've messaged him before about it. He claims he didn't do it, so. Yeah, but Dennis, that shit. Attorney Sperling, he wants to get his he want to get his message out there. But I'm not gonna keep the stream going. It's just I like to thank all of y'all for visiting my channel once again, and maybe I can talk for a few more minutes about this. Look, if okay, now I probably talked about no one will shut the fuck up for the longest. Let's imagine a world where everyone had shut it the fuck up. Let's imagine that world. If everyone actually was silent, would it mean that people will put up the effort finally to fix things? That black men and black women will hold hands and walk together and start painting the black community with all kinds of good shit and building and rebuilding and giving our children hugs and telling them we're sorry for the way that we faltered with them. Let me see. Nameless protagonist. That was the start of modern feminism as we know it. In the United States, white women divorcing slave owners and getting slaves via divorce court. Wow. The power they gained after running those estates created the desire for an elite female spear. So, Nameless, do you know of a woman named Wilhelmina Drucker? Yeah, Wilhelmina Drucker was a Dutch politician. She was also one of the first feminists. Rather, yeah. Yeah, she basically taking the blueprint for women's rights and women's suffrage and taking it and trying to construct it into a model of female supremacy, which American women, also took on that model. Let's see. Yeah, I'm just looking up some things right now. See if I'm on the right path. We don't want to misinform people. Oh, so you say yeah, she helped kick off the second wave. Yep. Indigenous TV. Chelsea Chris, Miss Black USA jumped from a building to her death. SMH. Only 30 years old. Man is getting hot in these streets with mental health of black women. RIP. Yeah, mental health of black men as well. You know, maybe we should just start like getting used to saying mental health of black people, because you also had Regina King's son who just committed suicide. And I mean, yeah, you're right. You're right. It is getting hot in these streets. You know, but the mental health of black men. I mean, I'm not trying to straw man or I'm not trying to overshadow the comment that you just made, the Miss Black USA, but wow, I mean, many things could have contributed to that. I mean, the pressure to be beautiful in a standard that won't allow her to be beautiful, or it just let me just put it to you like this: it's not many black women that I see uplifting black women. So imagine the pressure she went through just being beautiful. It's just it can take its toll, and it ain't necessarily the men that's doing it. So, but yeah, but yeah, I'll definitely check out that Prophet of Thought, see what Good Mother had to say. And I mean, we do kind of feel a certain way when outsiders say stuff about our people, but how about our people and what we say about our people? And it's like, can't be anywhere. Like I said, it can't be any worse than what black men were saying about black, not black men, black women say about black men on a regular basis in this space. But I just want us to be a better people. Indigenous TV. She's a very beautiful light-skinned sister. Kev. It's sad. Yeah. Let me pull her up real quick. Yeah, I see. Yeah, she was very pretty. But it just goes to show you that, no matter how pretty, no matter how good looking, no matter how symmetrical your face is, that there are things that we don't see behind the surface of all of that. We may think this woman right here is riding on a cloud, like she just revels in her beauty all day, every day. And we don't know how the people around her are treating her. Cortez Smith. Notice every chick who calls herself goddess, kind, queen, peace bringer, etc. are all wicked and bring hate and chaos. They claim they do a witchcraft these days too now. I said that all that told me is that women who do witchcraft are the women who are gonna be single forever. is they're trying to find some kind of identity. But these women are wicked. They're wicked, especially toward black men. Because black men in the black race, especially assertive, successful, put together black men, they are the epitome, or as I say, the epitome of superiority in the black community. And you have a bunch of females fueled by things such as feminism, and feminism was never built for black women. It wasn't. How can a Eurocentric concept fit blacks? How can it? It never works. It's always a fucking disaster. Yeah. Indigenous TV. Yeah, black women are the largest participant in Wicca now. Be careful, brothers. I mean, what they gonna do? Leave a chicken foot at your door or something, man? I don't know. I'm a believer in a powerful mind. If you have a powerful mindset, if you have that, then you can nullify a lot of things. Or should I say they are the largest new participants in Wicca? Yeah, they be talking about they just rubbing rocks together and stuff. Get these spiritual rocks right here. It's just, I was like, it's whatever. I believe it's just an excuse not to deal with who they are. I mean, just like I said, a lot of guys, and I know this is the elephant in the room. A lot of guys, they use things to identify with too, just because they don't want to deal with who they are themselves. Like they'll hear of, I would say a lot of these guys will hear of the MGTOW movement and not have any idea what the MGTOW movement encompasses, and start spewing like all they insecurities and regrets about where they failed at with women. They'll hide behind that. They'll hide behind a MGTOW, or they'll, I don't know too many guys that hide behind him more. Or they'll hide behind being brutally honest. I ran into, having that Facebook group, that a lot of black men were able to give their points of view on. They would be very disrespectful in the guise of being brutally honest. And one thing I did notice, as much as I check females, I check males too. A lot of the more bad reactions came from dudes. They would immediately spaz out, and they would immediately check out. Some of our peers, black men, some of our black male peers, they are way more, they are very spastic and very female like at times. And I hate to say it like that, but it is what it is. And these are guys that necessarily don't fall under the ideologies of people like B1. We have to understand that, yes, although I do not want black male silence, the guys that a lot of these people complain about, some of them do actually exist. The guys, all they do is complain about women. But they are very, very few. They are very few. And those weirdos usually cancel themselves out anyway. They stew in their own regrets and shame, and they let it consume them. We know, myself, you ask Donnie, you ask Darth Skater, we've encountered those types. But the problem with that is when we encounter those types, we all get lumped into the same category. It's never this weirdo here, this fuck nigga there. It's always black men. is always lumping in black men. Because, like, for real, the sisters, they lump themselves in with each other. And they expect the same thing out of black men because they want to really be the same as black men. They want to garner the respect, but they don't want the accountability and the responsibility of that comes with being a black man. But definitely, when it comes to B-dubs, they all lump themselves in. So that's why they feel some certain kind of way when you start talking about shitty ass fucking people like Megan Thee Stallion or Asian Doll, because they lump themselves the same. If B-dubs would separate themselves and understand that there's an individualism to people, meaning that, you know, whatever Meg Thee Stallion does, that's what Meg Thee Stallion does. It doesn't necessarily mean that that has to be in line with what Toya Son does. You know, once we come to those realizations, because definitely when we as black men, when we hear people talk about Pookie or refer to Pookie as a bad person, we don't feel a certain type of way. We be like, yeah, that nigga Pookie. Shit. I mean, I would say I do feel a certain kind of way calling black men educated lames, because that does seem denigrating to black men. You would take an archetype that actually appears to be productive and then you make fun of it just because it's a black man. So I do feel a certain kind of way about that. Calling somebody educated lame means that basically you're just shitting on the educational aspect of a black man. When we do praise our group of women for being educated. Black women get praised all the time for being educated. And I'm not saying that should stop either. I mean, it does become cumbersome, like, oh God, you're the most educated, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. I mean, that Cortez Smith, black women are on YouTube lives doing witchcraft. It then follows up with the fact that I know several black women in real life that follow that stuff as scary. SYSBL. Witchcraft for what, though? All you have to do is have tremendous mental power. I mean, you know, it's just like, I don't know, I guess it's just like, kind of like being an atheist to that shit. like if you just, like I said, as far as what these witches are, who these witches are, I just don't let them get anywhere near your food. That's all I'll say. Don't let them get anywhere near your food, because they'll claim it's witchcraft and it's actually poison. Something with a spirit or something. Said they Carlton Banks good. He said they Carlton Banks educated black men, and called educated good black men Ike Turner. That was wild to me. The funny thing is that black women are not the most educated. They're the most enrolled. Yeah, they're the most enrolled. Black women got so much praise for education that they actually believe they're the most educated, even though that's clearly impossible. Yeah, if you remember what the nameless protagonist was saying, like there are more white women than black people, period. And I've had some friends that went to HBCUs, but I've also had friends that went to the, what do they call them though? I don't want them to say they call predominantly white universities, but, you know, I forgot what they call those schools, but, yeah, when I used to go on those campuses, it used to be full of white women. It'd be white guys and white women. full of it. I had a friend that went to the University of Alabama, and I've been on Auburn's campus too, and it's just full of them, full of white women. You'll see maybe a couple of black faces, and a lot of the black guys, they were athletes. Let me just keep it real. But they did have a lot of the black guys that I don't know. They were on their purpose when they were there. But, is by the numbers, yeah, they probably got a good gain on us. Cortez Smith. Black men are the ones who start sending black women to college and praising their education. Sorry, excuse me. Ironically, they got little degrees to talk down on black men. Hell, you had comedians like Chris Rock saying I paid for a lot of women's schooling. I forgot the special he said that on, but he said I put a lot of women through college. And think about it. It's just like when you're a celebrity making millions, $100,000 school debt ain't shit for real. Or at least help to make some payments on that. But yeah, but a lot of these dudes, would actually use their resources to simp for these women. A lot of BW major in non-lucrative fields like liberal arts, humanity, education, sociology, journalism, gender studies, anthropology. Stuff that will qualify them to be Subway sandwich artists. The problem with them is they're not figuring the black men that don't go to college, that go into learning skills instead and go into entrepreneurship. They never include those in their little when you're trying to push a certain narrative, you won't get that. You won't get that kind of info. When you watch a college graduation, almost as many black men graduate as black women, but it gets ignored because of matriarchal thinking. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, just like I would say, let me throw up something real quick. Mother's Day versus Father's Day. Like Father's Day, you don't see the father getting very much besides a steak dinner. Mother's Day, restaurants be blowed out the frame. I know because some of those years I worked at restaurants. Restaurants be blown out the frame. Mother's Day be the biggest day of the year. Seriously. Because everybody love their mama. And I'm not saying don't love your mother. Shoot. Mothers are very special, especially when they're actually mothers. But yeah, we have a matriarchal way of thinking, so mother is always going to get tons more credit than father. Like back in the day when we actually cared about award shows, but because like I said, before internet, all we had was mainstream media, so they were allowed to push whatever narrative onto us. All we had. So every time like a superstar would accept an award, especially a black one, first thing they'd say is, "I like to thank my mother." They rarely said, "I like to thank my father," or "I like to thank my parents." It was always, "I like to thank my mother." Always. God and a mother. And then a lot of these people had fathers. So that like I said, that might not be by accident. They might have PR people writing for them. Thank your mother, thank your mother, thank your mother. Great, and mothers got that recognition. The thing is, why I say this is why there's so many women that push that black women get all this disrespect. No, you don't. He said it turns out they were paid to mention the moms. Yeah, on some PR shit. Cortez Smith, look at the ASU graduation and the UAB graduation. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I've been to those graduations. I went to a Tuskegee graduation. Just as many dudes as there are women. Cortez Smith. Kwame Brown mentioned that they forced the NBA draft to only shout out mom. I've been saying that. What I'm saying that I observed from according to you guys is not BS after all. See how we all just put this together in the chat and as I'm speaking, and this was just from my observable eye. Kevin Durant praised his mom, but his dad was the one who trained him for the NBA. The media won't cover it though. And let me tell you something. That's why they hate LeVar Ball. They hate LeVar Ball. LeVar Ball is, like, I would probably say one of the most involved dads ever in his professional athlete sons' lives. Like, I commend the dude, even though he's crazy. He crazy, not bad crazy. He's good crazy. Like, he puts himself out there to let you know that he loves his sons. And that's what I see. Like, the way they did him in the media on ESPN, like that white woman was talking about that he was, they weaponize, like, they'll weaponize white women in a heartbeat against black men. I mean, I'm not saying that to shame brothers that fuck white women, because my view always on that was like, whenever we fucked white women, that it was for the sex and for whatever else. It wasn't because we wanted to feel special as black men, or we putting a white woman on a pedestal. But but I'm saying is, what they do is, like, y'all just know this racism, like, this avert WS that we experience. There are plenty of white women that will push that shit. So don't believe, like, these brothers that believe that the white woman that will save them, don't believe that shit. I mean, you do have the white women that are super loyal to the brothers that will marry a brother. And it's like, and I have to say it. And I have to say this. Whenever I see it, and I'm actually subscribed to a couple of YouTube channels that have a black man, white woman couple that don't deal, they deal in other things. They don't deal with the fact that they're a couple. And she is always super nice. Like, the women that actually, like the white women that actually dedicates themselves to a brother. And then the ones that I encountered, through my several walks of life, the black man, white woman couples, she's always super nice, and y'all, some of y'all out there gonna hate this word, submissive. Submissive to her black man. Submissive. Let me say that word again. Submissive. Ooh. I mean, bringing them beer, bringing them food, all that shit. Today I saw another black girl complaining about bringing her man a plate. The fuck? Why even bring it up? Just don't do it. Why are you bringing it up? Because you want, because those are the women that want all the other bitches to act like them. When in reality, when in my real life, even the white boys with their girls, I mean, their women will bring them their plate. No problem. No complaints. So why do we have to have a group of women that will make TikTok videos about not bringing their man a plate? That's fucking stupid. You're that's really fucking stupid. Why even mention it in the first goddamn place? Oh, look at that. Hey, Landria Hall, how are you doing? B Duck, black women brought a plate, emoji, nice, something, and so, are you triggered by the plate comment? I mean, why is there a sisterhood making videos in posts about not bringing men plate, not being submissive? Uh, I mean, that's the kind of thing that I want to know. When most 99% of the black men I know don't even mention submission or complain about submission. Or Roger has mentioned it before. Roger has mentioned that submission as a condition of protection. If you want to be protected, get behind me. Period. You know, I'm the man of the situation. I'm supposed to be able to do that, but I don't need to fight the people who are trying to get at you and you. That's all they're saying. But thank you for tuning in, Landria Hall. I really appreciate it. And you're welcome to tune in anytime I do these lives or anytime I do edited videos with news stories. See, here's the one thing about news story I try to do with news stories. I try to be fair with it. I don't use news stories to push a narrative. But if I do want to point out something that is a drawback in our community that is directly sent in the news story, I will mention it. But I am neither against black men nor black women, but I will call black men and black women out. The fact of the matter is, a lot of people just don't like it when I call the black women out, which I could care less about. I will continue to do what I do until I'm no longer allowed to do it, either by my own physical setbacks or if YouTube decides to say, hey, Kev, you can't have a channel anymore. Because it is their platform. Anthony Drozos, what's going on? Cortez Smith, you should question why. Sometimes the answer will be very enlightened, sometimes sinister. But what's going on, Anthony Drozos? Thank you for coming by. Hybrid catastrophic impact X83rd power. News without the WS. LOL. Yes, you get it. And in the future, many will get it as well, because I will keep doing news stories. I like doing the news stories. This is what I say, that when people are on YouTube, these streams are great, but we should use YouTube, what YouTube was built for, to do some production as well. Even if it's like I do the news stories by a simple video editor. Like, I mean, it took me a while. When I did my first videos, like, it was taking me a long time to put the images together. It's like, but right now I could slap a video together about an hour. I mean, the thing that takes the longest is me actually writing down what I'm going to say, so it won't sound like a word salad. You know, I do it like sometimes I do free flow it, freestyle or whatever, but a lot of the times I start to write it down because I want it to sound coherent. Landria Hall, you want to be a reporter? No, I don't. Cause here's the thing about being a reporter, and I don't know if you was being I don't know if you're being like sarcastic or not. There's somebody that's gonna hand you a piece of paper and they're gonna say, read it just like this, or tell you to look at that teleprompter and say, read it just like this, and you better read it. I want to be able to control the way the shit reported in a more fair way. That's why I say news without the WS. Something that is more fair to black people, because when we gave mainstream media the reins, what did they do with our image? They totally trashed it. And unfortunately, a lot of our people accepted that shit. Landria Hall says she claims that she's not a troll. She claims that she's not a troll. Okay. Well, I might share in that thought with you just because I say something in a chat that doesn't necessarily go along with the narrative that's being pushed does not make me a troll. I mean, if you feel that way, you feel that way. So anyway, but for people like Landria, I definitely come on every Friday and Saturday. Well, no, not Friday. Goddamn, I'm speaking past tense. Every Saturday and Monday, Sundays I've been quite iffy. But it's supposed to be, I go live like this Friday, Saturdays, and Sunday nights. And I do drop videos more regular than I have in the past. So definitely, if you haven't, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. What's my career? Oh, okay. Yeah, because people say this. A lot of times they ask this because they think that dudes like us spend all our time just doing YouTube. But I'm self-employed as a matter of fact. Well, I work from home, but they try to call it self-employed. Yeah. Outside of that, I don't like to share what I do for a living. And it's not anything that I'm ashamed of. It's just that, the less you know about me, the better. I am married. I do have one child. Yeah. Yeah, but like I said, I work from home currently. Now, if I could make tons of money from YouTube, I would gladly accept it. And I would gladly accept doing this on a regular basis. It's something I like to do. I don't put the news stories together. I don't do these streams to collect a profit. Because, let me be brutally honest. I don't make enough money to sustain on YouTube. I'm not one of these content creators that's just getting hundreds and hundreds of dollars in super chats. That's not me. I do this because I want to. You just said. She said no assumptions. Hey, do you do that work at home company or do you do sex voiceover jobs? That's something someone shouldn't say they're ashamed of. No, I don't do sex over voice jobs. I do actual jobs for actual companies. Yeah. No sex over voice. No sex. You are hilarious. Yeah, I like an entertaining chat as well as an intellectual chat. Like, now that was funny. Like, I like a good laugh. I mean, a good laugh is always therapeutic for people. Yeah. So, I mean, I think Landria is low-key trying to say I have a sexy voice. I mean, I've heard that before, too. So, I mean, it's all good, Landria. I mean, it is what it is. The sound of my voice is soothing to some people. Women, hopefully. Like, I don't want to hear no dude talk about some man. Kevin, when I listen to your voice, man, it's so soothing. I'm like, dude, get your weird ass away from me. She said, serious question. I heard men do that for extra cash. Job in stock or finance. I mean, well, those are those guys. If people choose to share their lives in that way, like that, then that's perfectly fine. I mean, You have a lot of guys that come up here and say a lot of things. I know a guy that says that he used to be a gigolo and an escort. Man, I would say more power to you, bruh. You know? Job is stock or finance. Kev, you should do your Barry White voice for her. LOL. I can't get my voice down that low. But what I can do is I can make my country Alabama accent even thicker. Is not something that I could just do on reflex. I probably have to get like, I don't know, I have to be in the right mood. But none of that stereotypical garbage. She said, "Do I finance or do you finance, or do you finance accounting, or you do finance accounting?" No. No, I've said it before and I've said it again. And I will say this, and I say it in front of everybody. Hey, I'm struggling. I work these jobs. I'm able to pay bills with kids. I'm not a rich person by any means. Accounting, finance, accounting, all that shit. That's something that garners a very good heavy salary. But management, I've done management before, but I like positions that barely have any responsibility. I ain't gonna lie to you. Being a leader and being a go-to guy sucks. I can't help the leader part, but go-to guy, yeah. In my advanced age, yeah. And what I mean by advanced age is I'm close to 50. I'm 45 years old. So I'm like I say, I've been in management positions before. I've led teams, and I could tell you some stories about that, but it's those are stories for another day. She like, what positions do you have with little responsibility? Like, goddamn. Said, what positions I have with little responsibility? Sales associate. What do they call it? A service rep. I mean, shit that I still get scrutinized on, and shit that I constantly get eval like randomly. So it's not like it's a job with little responsibility. People do go to me and say, hey, you know what? You're one of the really good guys. We need you to stay on your toes. And I do always get the raises and such. So yeah, I've had a pretty productive life, I would say. But it's just like I said, I'm not a rich guy. I would say that I do hold myself in high regard and of high value, but the high value tenets that people say, I probably fall short in one of them. She said management can be boring. Any ideas of jobs that require little responsibility? Yeah. Sales, hate sales. I like service rep a little more, but I hate that too. Yeah, because people are fucking stupid. Like, I mean, look. I'm not saying that. Just give up hope on humanity, but god damn. But man, it's been 2 hours. Well, I tell you, y'all keep it interesting for me. I really appreciate that chat, and Landria and Cortez and Hybrid Catastrophic Impact, X83rd Power and Anthony Drosos and Toya Sun. And let me make sure I'm not forgetting anybody. Cortez, I think I did mention Cortez Smith, and I did mention Anthony Drosos. Uh, RPM. Yeah, thanks for tuning in once again. But I'm about to end this motherfucker. But listen up, people. Um, if I'm ever become silent on social media, it's because I want to be. It's not because I was coerced or some douchebag best friend ass nigga was like, oh man, black men should shut up and work on saving the black community, even though we have no tangible solution for that. You know, or it was female, because I'm just one of these guys that unless, you know, I work for you and you're paying me a hefty salary, you can't lead me anywhere if you're a female. Now, if you might say that's chauvinistic or you might say that's sexist, I mean, that's just the way I am. Period. I feel like I have more to offer you than you have to me. Period. You know, it's because of a standard that traditionally a lot of you females keep setting. You're the one that put me in this sexist position, this chauvinistic position. And I would even say it was misogynist, because I don't hate women. I don't. So, you know, so as far as black male silence, that is not nor ever will be a feasible solution of any type. It's like, and the only reason why anyone will seek black male silence is because they're butthurt. Maybe butthurt by the truth. I know one thing, when I was younger and less mentally stable, when I heard the truth about myself, it made me feel some kind of way. So I can only imagine people of less strength when they hear something that's the truth. And this is what we display on a regular basis. We act like we're more butthurt over people saying stuff than actually solving the issues that we have that are mentioned by these very same men. So I will say this once and I'll say this again. I want black people to win. I want black men to win. I want black women to win. And I especially want a bright future for our children. Me just wanting it ain't good enough. I can want it for my child all day, and that may make my child okay. But the kind of world that she's going into, because some of y'all just can't get right, you know, I'm gonna make us accountable for it, because you'll damn sure make me accountable. So anyway, like I said, thank you once again. Like I said, these black men aren't gonna shut up. And if you want to call it a gender war, the war will rage on. Period. Everybody can shut the fuck up, or no one will shut the fuck up. And if no one ever shut it the fuck up, that's just fine with me, because it's just, well, you know what? It's just another day at the end of the day. Some people that's going to talk are going to sound a lot more intelligent than some of these other people. And that's just life selection when it comes to that. So that's it. That's it for now. Like, once again, I would like to thank. You want black people to win? Is your wife black? Okay, she's not white. She's not Hispanic. She's not Asian. Shit. And I've said this in the past. Just because I'm married to a black woman does not make me a better black person than others who don't. Because I've seen plenty of black men actually try to do a lot of things for the black community. And the first thing you motherfuckers want, and I say motherfucker with love, y'all want to look at is who they're married to. Black women can navigate in and out of the black community. They can marry anybody they want, and most men won't say anything about it. See, I'll say something because I just want to point out the hypocrisy of that. But yeah, I'm married to a black woman, and it was my preference to be married to a black woman. And that's just what it was. I didn't do it to please this group of people. I didn't do it because I was severely dick policed into doing it. I just did it. And yeah, I want the black community to win. Now, if I married a Hispanic woman and I said I want the black community to win, I would mean it is with just as much gravity. Period. Shit. But like I said, I love my people, and that won't change. Even when you fuck up, even when a lot of these black divestors claim that they want to exterminate black men, like that, it doesn't even like it goes further than the abort black male babies. You got groups of divestors on Clubhouse plotting with white men against black men. Talking about we gonna get them niggas fucked up with the police. Now what is that? Now how is the average son in America growing up? Say to like we're talking about children from age 6 and 7 growing up into adulthood, and they get exposed to this kind of nonsense. What are they supposed to believe? What are they supposed to believe? I believe hybrid catastrophic impact X83rd power. I believe you meant yes, most black men started out dating black women. Black men, the first woman they see is a black woman. The first woman they see is a black woman. Shoot, black women have first access to black men. If black women screw that up, I'm sorry. He said, Kev, notice how almost all of the black women they told us to praise in history married multiple and divorced multiple white men. I just found out that Harriet Tubman married Brad. Man, yeah, it's weird. It's weird that almost yeah, that's true. Like almost all of the historical black women that is respected and praised for their contributions to black history were married to white men. They married multiple white men. And we did not disrespect those sisters for that. Most of the black men that were in black history were people who did great things like inventors. And, you know, the black man, the first black man to ever climb Mount Everest, Matthew Henson, or Daniel Hale Williams, the first man to perform an open heart surgery, and he was a black man. Like, yeah, whenever you hear black men in history, they've always done something that was useful and that was to benefit society as a whole. Every time you heard, like, besides Harriet Tubman, who freed slaves, what did most black women do? They wrote. They were educators. Like Mary McLeod Bethune. Yeah, she did something tangible. She started a school. But, you know, women like Zora Neale Hurston, they were propaganda writers. Yet they got their place in black history. Yeah, but, you know, let me stop fueling this gender war. and just to say it is what it is. Wow, I kind of went over my time. 2 hours and 21 minutes. I did drop a link, though. Hey, but you know what, guys? Thanks for believing me enough to, you know, be able to do one of these broadcasts, you know, all by myself. You know, I would believe that's why people don't step up on the platform, because they love hearing me talk. So, Landria says, yeah, I think Harriet Tubman did amazing starting a revolution. Black female scientists working at NASA. And you know what? That movie, Hidden Figures, was unfair to them. It was. Because what they did was, Hidden Figures inserted a white savior that did not exist. They didn't trust Taraji Henson, Janelle Monáe, and Octavia Spencer to hold up the movie on their own and to actually depict black women being smart. They just, they want to depict them dancing around a record player and helping out the white boys. But, yeah, Harriet Tubman had a bunch of men helping her, yeah. I mean, that movie Harriet, I don't know. I might do a discussion on the film Harriet because it does present a lot of issues as far as pushing narratives. Like, just in particular, the characters Maria, played by Janelle Monáe, and Bigger Long, played by that guy I haven't seen since the movie Road Trip. They were two fictional characters, but the only reason why those characters were in the film was to cause a divide between black men and black women. That's all it was. Because the way Janelle Monáe portrayed Maria, she was annoying as fuck. And, Bigger Long, he was just put there to vilify black men. Once again, making black men the big old boogeyman. Yeah, man, but we gotta start. We gotta start recognizing this shit, this propaganda, this stuff that was here placed squarely to divide us. But anyway, that is truly it. I'm gonna go ahead and stop right here. And just look, guys. Black men are going to speak freely. You can't lead in silence. I'll say that. You can't lead in silence. And this is what sounds like a lot of people are requiring. You lead, like your boy says, you lead with your wallet. And I don't believe that to be true at all. I believe in throwing your money away for a lost cause is foolish. But you can have a voice. And you got to remember at one point in history that black people fought to have a voice when we should not have had to. Now we're fighting each other to maintain that voice. And that shit doesn't make any sense at all. So, anyway, and Taraj and the other black men did more than save you. They really saved themselves, I guess, and were needed to build some NASA computer at the beginning of NASA development. Didn't think that about black men. Okay. And Landria Hall, you're always invited back to participate in the chat. And, always offer your thoughts and your opinion. Yeah, hybrid catastrophic impact X83rd power. Landria, black men invented and created so much. You might not want to go tit for tat because I have the info. Oh God. Yeah. Well, y'all definitely, like I said, y'all definitely keep it interesting in the chat. So, anyway. Say, Kev, have you seen Snuggles around lately? Snuggles 668, if you're talking about him, that person. Actually, when I did okay, I gotta mention it again. When I did that Q Butter video, I broadcasted it on StreamYard live, and Snuggles made a comment in the chat. So, yeah, that person is around still. And Anthony Drossos, I'm pretty much done with Hollywood black biopics. Yeah, because they're not really doing the people any kind of justice. And they're using the people who really, we have really garnered with respect for their own little agendas. So, yeah, I'm really careful when it comes to stuff like that, too. And we need to start pushing for black creators to be in charge of those narratives. I mean, shit. But what do we do with those guys every time they try something? We reject them because of who they marry. Look at Nate Parker. Birth of a Nation was one of the best films as a black man that I could have ever watched. I'm not talking about the original propaganda Birth of a Nation. I'm talking about Nate Parker's Birth of a Nation about Nat Turner. And the reason why I say that is because it in the end, yeah, we know what happened to Nat Turner, but it was a great revenge film. The Birth of a Nation was a great revenge film, and I might actually do a broadcast that breaks that film down. I mean, it's a slave film, but it was a slave film done right. I would say. I mean, slave films are very emotional to look at. I mean, I couldn't watch 12 Years a Slave but one time, and that was enough. The one thing I would say when we started attacking slave films was that uh, when Snoop Dogg did that I'm Getting Tired of Slave films, he went straight for Underground. He didn't go for 12 Years a Slave. He might have said 12 Years a Slave, but he kept saying Underground. And Underground was one of those revenge shows. Why would you want the revenge tales to be gone? Why would you want like somehow black people empowering themselves to rise above this horrible thing? Why would you want those gone too? It's a Hollywood agenda. And I tell people that. And people will argue with me till they're blue in the face. No, we've been complaining about slave films. Man, I said there's a slave film that came out every fucking year. None of it, nobody ever said shit. Until Nate Parker put out that one film. All of a sudden, everything's wrong with seeing black people rise above slave masters and beating the shit out of them. That's why I like The Harder They Fall. They didn't cut white people no fucking slack. The Harder They Fall on Netflix with Jonathan Majors, Idris Elba, Regina King. Oh yeah. The condolences to Regina King for the loss of her son. He died by suicide. And mental health in the black community, especially with black men, we need to take a serious visit with that. With black people in general, we need to take a serious visit. But I've talked enough. Landria Hall, you are snuggle. But yeah, okay. I'm gonna really stop this time. I mean, it's been 2.5 hours. Like, who's gonna go back in the replay and listen to me talk for 2.5 hours? But hey, with some of you guys, you'll be surprised. you would. Let me check out something real quick before I leave. Cause some of y'all they be trying to slip it in, and I can't play my little clips and shit. Landria, are you subbed? Are you subbed? You should hit the subscribe button. Cause I am currently at 2832, and that might be inaccurate cause like YouTube spams my subs sometimes. My number will drop and all of a sudden they'll bring those subs back. But yeah, which means I am at around 170 away from 3K. And yeah, I would love to get to 3K before the end of this year. Shit, I'd love to get to 3K before the end of this month. And yeah, February has officially started, so okay, yeah, I'm at 100% likes, no dislikes. So I guess I'm just a cool guy, according to you folks. So, all right, here's what I'm just gonna do. I'm just gonna thank y'all. I'm just gonna thank y'all for tuning in once again. And just like they say with these YouTube channels, if you build it, they will come. Okay, I'm going to end it like this. Long live the habitual line steppers. In Kev we trust. Till the next time. And yeah, be on the lookout for my news stories as well. I'll be dropping a few this week. So there you have it. Goodbye.